Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome to another episode of See You Next Tuesday, where your girls love last week's episode of But Am I Wrong?
Are you auditioning to be...
An auctioneer.
Yes.
Melissa, the way I've ended up on Sotheby's TikTok, and I will watch
I love a Sotheby's.
10-minute videos of that fashionable woman.
Mm-hmm.
Just, the auction, the bidding of being like, does your client want? I'm like, girl, I'm over here saying $10.5 million. I don't have that kind of money. She's a siren. She's she's so fucking good at her job. And up until then, I was like, that doesn't require any skill except for talking fast. No. That requires charisma oozing out the fucking ass.
Yes, she's very seductive.
She's wildly. I'm like, Megan, stop. Like, what do you do? In her outfit, like all of it. I was like, and I actually need this reality show.
See, when you did it, I don't know why Sotheby wasn't the first thing that
that's
popped
also
in
not
my
how they
head.
do it.
I know. I was thinking more like at a auction for like
Pigs.
cars or pigs. Yes.
No, that was the vibe because I know my genre.
Yeah.
I actually at this point I'm not interested in being anywhere near livestock.
Do you have a particular reason?
Yeah, the new virus is
that
coming
you've
from
been
them.
Afraid of for months now.
Uh-huh. Hey, I was wrong about COVID and you were right, so I'm on my shit now. I'm on my fucking shit. So yeah, I'm terrified of that. But yeah, we're gonna read we're gonna read last week's results of
What am I wrong?
Yeah.
I believe I'm first up if I'm just going by memory. And if you didn't mess it up again.
Melissa, I do think I messed it up this week.
Because you should have been first last week, but you put me first. And then it
I know.
threw
I
me
think
off.
you're first this week again, too.
Well, I should be first this week.
Oh, okay, good.
That's the thing, is that I should be.
Here's the fun thing about me is I'm never going to do it right on the first try. There's always, we can be months in. I can have a great track record. Something's going to go wrong. And that's going to be fine.
All right. Someone said, Melissa reminds us, not someone, me. Melissa reminds us that third-party voting is throwing away your vote. 7% said that I was wrong. 93% said I was not wrong.
You just saw Jill Stein and you said, I don't see myself in this moment.
No. Someone said, TBH, I don't know much about the background of politics, but I do know that third-party voting is a complete throwaway of your vote, even if you're trying to, quote-unquote, save your conscience. But only voting for someone you 100% align with is dumb. It's just the same as throwing your vote away. Right now, we don't have the luxury of picking and choosing. We need to be united in our voting so that actual change can happen.
Yeah, I think it's crazy when people are saying that they're doing it for their conscience because I'm like, it's the same thing. I'm promising you right now, you will not feel any less guilty.
Right.
You won't. And that's what happened. People who voted third party and didn't vote for, it wasn't John Kerry. Was it against Bush? Those people who voted third party and then we got George Bush, they were like, oh, fuck. You know, first couple weeks, like, oh, we're fine. And they're like, oh, shit. Me not voting for him didn't mean that you didn't stop him.
Right. That's the thing, is you can't stop the evil.
Yeah. You the whole thing of being like, I'm going to step out and I'm not going to vote and that's how I'm going to have a clean conscience. Like, to me, I'm like, that's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. Ugh.
Someone else said, she's not wrong, but we need to fight to make it wrong. It hurts because Harris, unfortunately, isn't any more likely to push Israel and stop the supply of weapons and money to them, it seems, than Biden. Can we talk about this for a second? This one falls into what I said about single issue voting. But then also, too, the president doesn't have the power to stop this. This begins at your local elections, voting for your senator and your House of Representatives. The last vote that happened in the House, I believe it was like 300 and something. Let me see. And I'm talking about approving for the money to go to weapons. I want to get the exact number. Okay, so for weapons for Israel and humanitarian aid for Gaza, which one is in the same bill, so you can't separate it.
Yep, which is on purpose.
Yes, it's on purpose. The people that voted to support it was 366, 58 opposed it, 7 did not vote. And then that means then it goes to the Senate, and I think it was like 79 maybe to like 13. So then what happens is then it gets signed into law by the president. The president has the right to veto it. And if they veto it, which he didn't, but if they were to veto it, it goes back to the Senate and they can override it. And so with those numbers, even if he said no, we know that he is very pro this. He said he is a Zionist, whatever. But
Christian
even if he had voted no, it would have went or refused to sign, vetoed it. It would have gone back and the Senate would have voted for it. So it starts at that level. That's where everyone should be really focusing because, for instance, when Dianne Feinstein's seat came up, there are 3 people running for her position, for her seat, all Democrats. So we had Katie Porter, Adam Schiff, and Barbara Lee.
She was not as much in the convo.
She was not, like Megan just said, not as much in the convo, but the reason is because she's very pro-Palestine. That's who I voted for. She didn't get it. She was in last place. She's been in the House of Representatives for years. Like, she has the experience, but you have to remember that, like, you need to be voting for people, for your Senate, for your House of Representatives that have your beliefs if you want an actual change to happen.
Yeah, like it's the system. The idea that it's like it's just the president, like that it's the 2-party system that fucks it all up. It's not like, I mean, it's everything. It's like I wish more people would focus on the fact that like she has had the most progressive and pro-Palestine stance and statement than anybody who ever has.
Yes.
And so the idea that it's like, well, she didn't, and like nobody can. And that's the most unfortunate part. It's like, so I said, like, you cannot be the only perfect politician is a politician who's not in politics.
Right.
Like, there's no way. And like the idea that like someone's own personal moral code is what they're able to go by. Like, I recommend like everybody, like it sounds silly, but to like watch Veep. Like, it sounds so like dumb in comparison. I'm not saying like Selena Meyer is awesome, but like you see that it's like having to do these things that you don't want to do and with these people that you don't fucking like, and kind of like going about this to be like, well, if I get this, then can I have this, and I do this, and then can I have that? And it's like the whole system in general is just, it's fucked up. And so like when you like select this one issue, if that was fixed, it would be great. And it, you know, just so happens that it's a Black woman who like, well, why? Well, she should fix, like she can't. And nobody can. Like, a white man couldn't fix that. Like, nobody can fix that. And like holding her to this standard of she's just as bad as these other, when factually she's not. And that, like, it just pisses me off because like she chooses her words very carefully. And she's
actually listen to what she's saying.
She's appealing to voters. And like, yeah, sometimes people say shit where I go, So we talked about this when Oprah came on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, white Midwestern, like, don't they love Oprah? And you were like, oh yeah, that's exactly who that was for. There's those things where there can be people who we really like and they say things that were like, what? Mm-hmm. And that wasn't for me. That was for voters or whatever, other voters and all of that kind of stuff. But like, it is this thing of being like, oh, I don't want it to be a game of lesser evils. Like, that's totally fine. But like, yeah, it starts from like the bottom in politics, but also like it starts with like being friends with your neighbors. It starts with like, if you need a community, if like this whole idea of like, you want this atheist rapture, like you want this, like we need to have like a revolution and all of that. Cool. Who's going to have your back in person? Who do you know? Like, where are you fostering that community? Like in your town, who's going to do whatever, all of these things. But like to kind of push it on to these people who've created this unethical shit fucking system for years to be like, hey, go into that shit system and blow it up and fix it for the rest of us. And then what? Yep. Then what? So like, yeah, it just makes me really annoyed that, yeah, she's being held to a wildly different standard, and equating her with Donald Trump or even Joe Biden, like, is just not really true. Fucking frustrating because it's just not, it's not based in truth. And like, I'll talk about this later this week. Like, listen how quickly you sound like conservatives. And if you start saying the same things as them, for me, that's always like, oh, if I'm agreeing with not in a broken clock is right twice a day, whatever thing, I need to listen to your full statement more till I get to the point where I go, that I don't agree with, or why do I think this certain way or whatever. Because like, you know, Piers Morgan has been critical of Israel, but like, you keep listening, you're not backing him. Like, you've got different reasonings why, you've got all of this other stuff, you have different motives. And yeah, just like parroting right-wing talking points on accident is only accidental because you've chosen to prefer to align with that for the moment. And I just hate it.
And then also, she's a sitting vice president. She cannot openly speak against the president.
Watch Veep. Like she can't do anything. She literally
can't.
Yep.
We'll see. But like right now, she cannot go against what the president says. No.
And like, we've seen what Trump can do as president. We haven't. We have not with her. And people be like, well, devil you know versus devil you don't. And I go, bullshit. No. I fully call bullshit on that.
Yep.
I'd rather her disappoint me in the White House and me be surprised than knowingly walk into another 4 years of Donald Trump.
All right.
Okay.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors, including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go Network by listening today. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Megan says, let women be mediocre, especially in comedy. 3% said I was wrong. 97% said I was not wrong. The gag is when women are mediocre, they're still better than men, so they get a break from working too hard and we're still entertained. I'd much rather spend my time watching a mediocre female comedian rather than a mediocre or quote-unquote talented male one whose jokes are a toss-up between racism, misogyny, and outdated political takes. Yes.
That's spot on.
Even stress to you, I saw someone I know in real life do comedy, and the way when we left, I told Mott, well, first of all, we left early, and I told Mott, and I said, I will never be in a room with that man ever again. If it wasn't like problematic, regardless, it was the most uncomfortable, cringy thing I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
I should never go, someone says, yeah, I'm doing stand-up, and I go, really? That should never be my reaction. I should always go, thank God, finally. Yeah. I should never be shocked to find out that you're pursuing a career in stand-up comedy.
Yep.
Should never be a plot twist. I should see it coming from a mile of fucking way. And all women are funny.
Some suck.
Yeah,
but they're funny.
Exactly. Let women be mediocre, but we have too many comedians. Like, be mediocre at your side gig at a hobby, not your career. Honestly, I think about that all the time in the sense that we need more film roles in general. But when people were like, stop being influencers, we need gaffers. These shows are too dark. I can't see anything. It's like that. You know, we need more people to start a grocery store that employs people once it goes past 7 p.m. and it's not just all self-checkout or one person.
I nod and agree, but like I don't go to grocery stores, but I support
Just trust
you.
Me.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
The last time I went to a grocery store was with you.
I love a grocery store. They're fun. They're my favorite thing to do when I travel. I love going to a grocery store when I travel.
I can't say I've ever gone to a grocery store while traveling.
You went to Palm Springs? Did you not come?
Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
That was a group activity.
No, well,
the
grocery store is not for, that's not a solo act. Going by yourself is not fun.
It was funny because we were there, like our group of friends were there, but then there were also like junior high and high schoolers there with their group of friends.
Exactly.
And that's all that was there. It was us and them.
And you know what?
And we were all vibing.
Grocery shopping is a group activity.
Yeah.
It's like, what do we want? It's like, get it, be bad. It's like, it's Kamal at that bakery. She goes, get a little something.
Get a little something sweet.
Oh, I want something sweet. Get something sweet. That's it. I love that.
And we've got writer number 1. Are they wrong for storming out of a judgmental mom group? This was a 100% vote. 100% said the writer is not wrong. Someone said, as long as the writer's peace is maintained and there's no type of backlash on her and her child, then the writer could never be in the wrong. Telling someone that they took the easy way out when they literally got their organs rearranged in order to bring the child into the world is completely out of pocket. And to further judge how she chooses to take care of her child when the child is nothing but happy and healthy is absurdly disrespectful, and I'm glad the writer left. Hear, hear. Another person said, listening to this made me so irate, especially because I am in a similar family situation. I don't know how you stuck around after the first comment. These women reek of daddy's money and ugly, neglectful husbands. Fuck those tacky twats. I promise there are plenty of moms that will be welcoming and supportive of you.
Then we have writer number 2. Would they be wrong for ghosting an exhausting friend who is a self-proclaimed bitch? 4% said the writer is wrong. 96% said the writer is not wrong. I do think we have like a 4% audience who like ghosting is wrong no matter what, which is fine. That's like a totally fine and fair stance to have. But I don't think it's necessarily always specific as long as you're like physically safe, you know? Over the past couple of years since I graduated college and even in my high school years, there were so many friendships that I had to cycle out of because they were unhealthy. And the people who proclaimed themselves as bitches or people who just quote unquote kept it real or whatever the fuck. After spending so much time with those friendships and realizing how toxic they were, I realized sometimes the only way for me to get true freedom was to ghost. And if they cared enough, they would double back. But most of the time I just felt free. Not every situation deserves a courtesy or a heads up or a conversation. That's like a very true statement.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
Then we've got Wrong of the Week, Emory University Hospital Midtown, where they lost part of a patient's skull. 96% said that Emory is wrong. 4% said Emory is not wrong. Someone said the fact that they don't have good enough systems to keep this from happening is completely unacceptable. If you're removing something from someone's body, especially with the intention to replace it, there should have never been a chance for this to have been lost. Then to make someone pay for that on top of the inconvenience of their mental, physical, and emotional health is completely ridiculous. Another person said, how? Like, obviously a very tired person just didn't label it, but you can't make the patient pay for the hospital misplacing the patient's skull. U.S. healthcare is beyond fucked. And I also just want to reiterate, we haven't heard about other people, but the doctor that was on staff said there was numerous of them that weren't labeled.
Yep. I love when people who like have the like power or insight say those things out loud to people who can sue.
Yep.
Very intentionally. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because, you know.
And he put it in the chart.
Yeah, but he's also not the only one who knows that. But like, how many other people have known that, seen that, and then not been able to say something or whatever? But like, you know, there's a stereotype of like the egos of doctors of like not listening to other people or like, you know, not always being transparent and forthcoming. And I love when you see people who break that stereotype. Yep. But yeah, that was just, every article also had like pictures of the skull. And I was like, this is wild. I do think we should be really focusing on the Emory University part of this.
I do think the family and the lawyers might want to put it out there.
Yes, so there's to show that there's a person who's been harmed in this. But like, I was like, okay, remember, this is this hospital. Like, and I really wish more articles also cited. Last year they had there's an issue. Yeah, there's a very clear issue at this hospital.
Yep.
Then we have my wrong of the week, Oklahoma State football. 99% said Oklahoma State football is wrong and 1% said they are not wrong. Now I will read the response and then we will get into my update. Once again, my state is under attack. They did say, also thank you for the Oklahoma disclaimer. Thanks for bringing it up. While I was suffering through a horrible boat experience last weekend, somebody brought this up and I mentioned how I think it's stupid that OSU has plenty of money to pay their players and they shouldn't solicit people who are coming to simply watch games after giving all my preferences about it and how stupid I think it is. The conversation ended with the people I was with thinking it's a great idea. Oh my God. It's crazy how these organizations do everything to spend the money that they possess wisely. This is stupid and I hope they change it soon. So they did. They aren't doing it.
Great.
I think it was the yeah, it's NCAA. That's what I was trying to come up with.
The overall.
Yeah, that whole thing. They ban it because it's, again, like beyond like the ethics aspect of it. I go, how do you get this far and not think that this is a breach of like advertising that you already have people paying for? Like, no, this is just like, and again, for people to look at the image I used, the QR code is on the helmet in the image I used. Can you see it?
No, you have to be right up on them. And they can't be moving.
No, and they're like, well, it's for people on TV. And I go, so they pause the game they're watching.
No one's pausing the game. And also like, not just pausing, but they have to be in the right position for it to be paused.
Pausing and scanning and searching. Like it's so stupid. And I hate when people like waste their fucking time coming up with this like whole ass thing that I'm like, me, a non-professional in this industry, is telling you there's no way that's gonna fucking work. Yep. Like, you're an idiot. That is it for the results. We hope you all enjoy. Don't forget to vote for yesterday's episode. We will have those votes up on the Instagram. Go follow, check them out. We always put them in a highlight if I don't forget. And if you don't see them up there and you don't see them in a highlight, just shoot me a message and be like,
hey girl.
Hello. Hey girly. Quick question. That's a hey girly message that I'd be okay receiving.
I wouldn't, so don't.
I would assume it's sarcastic.
Yeah, if it's sarcastic.
Yeah. Do hey girly parentheses sarcastic. And
/S.
Perfect. And anything else?
Nah, we're good. Oh, I will say, I'm sorry, I lied. Numerous people sent in like messages saying, oh, I think I'm part of the list of people that couldn't get in with their stuff, and it was true.
What are they trying to do to us?
I don't know, but I've accepted everybody that has emails, so everyone check. If we've never like said anything or responded to you, or even like
in the last like two or 3 months.
Yes, then please send us an email, and then I will make sure that you are on our okay list.
Yeah, because there are people who I'm like, you used to respond to like all of them. And like, where'd you go?
Yeah.
I don't think we're that controversial.
No.
We haven't done anything crazy in the last couple months.
Last year, I'd say.
Yeah. We're just aligned. Okay. We will see you next Tuesday.
All right.
Yep, that is the right show.
Bye. Goodbye.
Hey, are you ready for some real talk and some fantastic laughs? Join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
We're serving up 4 hilarious shows every week designed to entertain and engage and, possibly enrage you.
And Don't Blame Me, we dive deep into listeners' questions, offering advice that's funny, relatable, and real.
Whether you're dealing with relationship drama or you just need a friend's perspective, we've got you.
Then switch gears with But Am I Wrong, which is for listeners who didn't take our advice and want to know if they are the villains in the situation.
Plus, we share our hot takes on current events and present situations that we might even be wrong in our lives. Spoiler alert, we are actually quite literally never wrong.
But wait, there's more. Check out See You Next Tuesday, where we reveal the juicy results from our listener polls from But Am I Wrong?
And don't miss Fisting Friday, where we catch up, chat about pop culture, TV, and movies. It's the perfect way to kick off your weekend.
So if you're looking for a podcast that feels like a chat with your besties, listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone. So we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural then and now.
Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the co-hosts of the Christmas. Let me try that again. Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be massively merry, gigantically jolly, fantastically festive, as some people might say, Eric. We are all about alliterations, and we are all about Christmas spirit. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's go. It should be like, let's go, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.